Hi everyone, welcome to your first lesson from me. In a bit we're going to be learning about the basics of sketching and the basics of the body and how clothes can fit on the body. But before we talk about that, I just wanted to commend you guys that submitted your assignments and that submitted your Flipgrids, and hopefully there's a lot more Flipgrids by the time this goes up. I just want to say that you guys are doing amazing and awesome, and just continue to strive and do what's best for you emotionally and mentally. I know a lot of people in the Flipgrids talked about not like being inside and stuff like that, and just take it as this is just temporary. This isn't a forever thing in no way, shape, or form. And you don't have to be inside. Be sure to go outside and go for a walk. Spring is here, so that's a good thing that we can kind of look forward to. And just know that you guys are doing great, and just do what is best for you mentally and physically. And I'm so happy that you guys have been communicating with me on and off, and just continue to do so. I am here to listen to you and to listen to what you need. That being said, I do have a Google Meets that I will be posting on Schoology. And if you don't know what Google Meets is, make sure to comment on that post whenever I post it, so that maybe I can do a video of how you can video chat and talk to me one-on-one during quote-unquote office hours type thing. But in the meantime, I think we should get into some sketching and do a little learning, and also put in Butters. This is Butters. So if you're ever feeling stressed out, or like you feel like, oh, this sucks or whatever, I just want you to picture this little guy and just be as chill and calm as he is. Yeah, the little boy. All right, let's get into it. So the first thing I want to show you is, this is the beginning assignment, right? This is the first sketching assignment that we're going to do. And I want you to see that there is an attachment, not only, the link and everything, but there's this attachment. If you click on that, this form will pop up. And what this is actually called a Corky. So a Corky is a body template that the body is already established, and all you have to do is draw on top of it your design. So this is what a Corky is. So how to access this? You can go ahead and print this out and use this, to draw on. Or if you do not have access to a printer, this is my school tablet, just like I'm assuming everyone got at the beginning of the year. All you have to do is, all you have to do is lay it down, right? I've laid down with the screen laid down, and then you're going to pick it up all the way, and see how it rotated? It rotated. Then you'll just lay it back down, and then you can get a sheet of paper, just like this one. Place that right on top, and so you can see the body form on the paper, and all you got to do is take your pencil and trace the form. Okay, so that's how to get a body if you do not have access to a printer. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the different types of clothing there are and how they lay on the body. So clothing is made up of different types of parts, right? We have collars, we have style lines, we have different types of sleeves variations, and then we also have how clothes actually fit towards the body, right? We have a more tight fit clothes like a tank top, or a more loose fitting clothes like blouses and like that, peasant shirt, that type of thing. So those things are really key elements to paying attention to when you sketch, right? So, you know, it's a simple line that can take something like a tank and turn it into, you know, a button-up shirt. And if we look at dresses, you know, we talked in the beginning of the year about an A-line versus a, you know, an A-line dress versus a straight dress, like a shift dress, right? So there's different types of forms, the way things can fit on the body. Yeah, and these are just some examples of different types of clothing, right? Strapless, right? Collared. We have like this like ruffling here, you know, like military style buttons on the side. Those type of elements are really key elements to pay attention to while you're sketching, is what I'm trying to get across. So why don't we break it down even further and look at some of the things that might be more familiar. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have skinny jeans, and these types of jeans they're more tapered to the ankle, and these also happen to be a high-waisted jeans because they go right at the waist. So those are types of details that, you know, you're going to become more familiar with. Another example is like, these are boyfriend jeans. So you see they don't go all the way down to the ankle, and they're not as tapered as skinny jeans. They're more straight-legged, right? So it's not as form-fitting. Another example would be like tight shirts. It's very form-fitted to the body. Even the long sleeves is very form-fitting. So those types of things are things that you have to think about when you're going to sketch a design. Another example is, I've seen some of you guys wear blouses like this. This is very loose fitting. It's got 4 buttons in the front. There's a tie in the middle. It's got a V-neck and very loose sleeve here, you know. So it's just stuff like that I want you guys to think about whenever we're sketching, and I'm teaching you all these different techniques, and how, if you're designing something that's in your mind, how you can relay it onto paper is what I'm trying to get at. That's why I'm showing you all of these examples. So those are the things that I kind of want you to look at when we get into our assignment. All right, let's move on and get into sketching. All right, so let's talk about the things you will need. You will need your printed or traced Corky, right, which is the body form. You'll need a pencil. Doesn't matter which one. I'm just using normal, regular pencils. You can use also a number 2 pencil if you have any, that type of thing, and an eraser. Okay? So the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to sketching a garment is I want to relay, or the first technique we are going to be learning is how to create the shape that the garment is wrapped around the body and not just pasted on the body. So a good example of what I'm talking about would be these back here. So a good example, all right, I want you to see at the neckline, this piece right here, how it meets at her shoulder, right? And also at the armhole, how it's just pasted on at the shoulder, okay? Those are the types of things that we don't want to see, that we don't want to do. And I'm going to teach you how to not do this, okay? All right, So I've zoomed you in a little bit here. We are going to be sketching, if you are choosing to follow along with me, we are going to be sketching a long sleeve shirt and a tapered pant, right? So a skinny pant. That's what if you're following along with me, that's what we're going to be drawing. You do not have to turn, I would like you not to turn this in. I'd like you to do a separate piece and turn that in instead, okay? So this is just the technique. Now, I'm gonna split this up into two sides. So I'm gonna do the right side first, and then I will go back and do the left side later. So if I was gonna do a long sleeve, just a basic long sleeve, you know, I would choose my neckline, right? So I wanna start my neckline right at where her neck meets her shoulders. And I'm gonna go just slightly past her actual shoulder line, right? I went slightly past her shoulder, okay? And now I'm gonna make it look like she's actually wearing clothes. So I'm gonna take my pencil and I am going to start off a little bit above where I sketched and make a little L. See? Again, above where I sketched, come out and down, like a little upside down L. All right? So this technique is important because our bodies are a cylinder, right? And to make a good cylinder, we have two lines, right? We have a bottom, we have a top. And then instead of connecting this line to this line, I'm gonna make sure that there's a space, right? So that it gives the effect that this is a three-dimensional figure, just like a body is, okay? So I'm making sure that I'm giving space in between those two lines to make it look like the clothes are actually on her and not on top of her. All right. So next we're gonna come down to her arm, which she really doesn't have an arm on this side. So I'll be sure to go a little bit slower when drawing her sleeve. Okay, so I'm gonna start where I finished, right at that little L, and I'm gonna follow her shoulder and go all the way down to her wrist. Okay, you see how I'm a little bit out of her hand, right? I'm not right on top of that line that creates her hand. Okay, so from that little nudge out, I'm gonna make my nudge back in or behind her hand. Okay, so I just literally went down, out a little bit, and came back in, touching the line of her hand. Okay, we'll repeat the same thing on the inside line. So I'm gonna come from right underneath where her arm starts. I'm gonna go all the way down, go all the way down. Okay, right where I kind of ended last time, and then I'm just gonna go in, right? So I'm making another little L. So I just went down and in, like two little L's, okay? Now we have to make that cylinder line, okay? But we are gonna make this line going downward, okay? So I'm gonna start from that little corner that I made and make that little frowny face. Boop. And that's my sleeve, okay? So let's recap. We started at the base, right where the nape of her neck is, right? Remember what the nape is when we measured? Or back in our measurement lesson, all right? So we're gonna start at the nape of her neck. Then I came out, making sure to go further than when her neck ended, right? And then from that line went a little up, made an L, went all the way down, made another L on this side, all the way down, made another L, and then made a frowny face. Okay? All right, we're gonna continue this side. I'm gonna make this long sleeve go right at her waist. So I'm gonna follow just a little bit of where that waistline is, but I'm gonna go a little bit out towards the end. Then I'm gonna make another L, like so, okay? Just like we did here. Now because I'm waiting to do this side after I'm done with this side, I'm gonna go ahead and make my frowny face. So I'm gonna start from the corner and go in and make my little frowny face. Okay? So I want you to think about this as just a bunch of L's and frowny faces. All right? So next, we're gonna go, we're gonna make her pants. I'm gonna zoom you out a little bit so you can see her legs. Okay, so first we're gonna start at the waist. Now so far we've done 2 frowny faces, but now, just like we did starting at the neckline, we're gonna do a smiley face. So I'm gonna start kind of where I ended this line, go out past her line, and then make a downward L around that line. Okay? So I'm gonna do that one more time, and I'm gonna go a little bit closer so you can see. Let me erase it real fast so I can do it over. So again, we're gonna make a little curved smiley face, going past my hip line, and then from that point, we're gonna make a little downward L. Okay, that looks kind of dramatic. You don't have to go as dramatic as that, but I just really wanna get the technique across. Okay? All right, so now we're gonna make our way down and create that pant leg. So I'm gonna follow, because they're skinny jeans, I'm gonna follow her original line for her leg. Just following her line. Maybe these are like leggings or something. Okay, now when I get to the ankle, we're gonna do the same effect that we did at the wrist. So I'm gonna go at the ankle and then stop at her line, making that L again, right? And I'm gonna do the inside line. Oh, that went a little past. Come out, meet her line, right? So I have my two L's. And next, I'm gonna attach the two corners, just like we did at the wrist, with a frowny face. So I'm gonna go from this corner to that corner. Okay? And we have half the body already. So now let's do the other side. Again, making sure we have a bunch of L's, right? And smiley faces and frowny faces. That's all this is, okay? So now let's finish that top. So I'm going to continue the line I continued here, creating that smiley face that goes out of the body. And then make those L's, starting a line starting above where I came out and going down, right? And then I'm going to finish that shoulder and arm. Okay, so then to finish off the bodice portion, we're going to go ahead and trace the bosom or the bust. And now I'm gonna, this is her waist we're coming up to, so I'm gonna go out a little bit and not follow that line just as harsh. And make that L. Boop. Like that. Then from that L, from the corner, create my frowny face. And connect those two. And she's got a little like wide neck, long sleeve going on. So we're going to move on to the waist. I'm going to start at this time, I'm going to start my upside down L, right? The one that goes like that. So I'm going to come out from her waistline, out and down. Then I'm going to connect my smiley face, starting from that corner, and go down, kind of meet. Uh-oh. Kind of erased that. So, down, meet, down, meet. Okay, so from corner to corner. Making sure I'm keeping that cylinder and not connecting these lines together. Okay? Notice how none of my lines touch each other. There's this small little bitty gap. Okay? That really gives the effect that there is a back piece to this long sleeve. So we're gonna finish both pants. Okay, we're gonna follow her natural lines. And then we're gonna get to the bottom and do the bottom. So again, I kind of came out a little bit. Again, this is also dramatized so that you guys can see it. Came out a little bit and then turned to make that little L. Came out a little bit, turned to make that little L, and then make that frowny face. Okay? So this doesn't have to be a hard thing to do, right? I just, again, want you guys to understand the technique that I'm showing you is to make it look like she's actually wearing something, and that's something to post on her. Okay, and by doing that, all we are doing is creating a bunch of smiley faces, like here and here, and creating a bunch of frowny faces, like here, here, and at the ankles, and also making a bunch of L's, right? Like corner, 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 corner. L, 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 L. Okay? Makes it look like one tubular clothing because we are cylinders. Okay? So the assignment that I'm going to have you do, you are not going to turn in this if you did it with me. Okay? You are going to create your own garment. You can reference a picture online that you really like or something like that by using this technique. This is what I am grading. Okay? That is what I'm grading. I'm not grading how amazing of an artist you are. I'm only grading if you used this technique. Okay? It does not have to be colored at all. It doesn't even have to be like inked or anything. Just make sure that the lines are bold enough that I can see. You'll draw it, snap a picture of it, and submit it into Schoology, okay? And again, if you have any questions or you need clarification, you can message me on Schoology and we can figure out a Google Meets time, or again, I will be posting my Google Meets in Schoology with the designated times that I will be available. All right? So I hope this goes well for you. This will also be due on Friday. So it's just this one, due on Friday. All right? I hope this was easy for you guys to understand. I hope you guys didn't feel overwhelmed by this. And again, if you have any questions or comments, please, please, please feel free to reach out to me, okay? All right. This is week 2 of virtual learning. I will see you guys next Monday.